Welcome back. The recent conflict between Israel and Palestine has made people from across the world sit and take note of what is happening. While we are busy taking sides on this matter, I also see many comments seeking attention on the pressing conflicts that are happening at an equal scale, or even worse. Some of the conflicts that are often referred to are those happening in Yemen, Libya, Sudan, and elsewhere. It is a matter of shame how little we are informed about these conflicts. While we stand up for one cause, we stay blissfully unaware of others just because we do not go the extra mile to find what is happening elsewhere. Yes, the partial media is to be blamed, but instead of placing the blame elsewhere, I am attempting to do my bit to educate my viewers. This will be a series of videos covering issues in Palestine, Yemen, Libya, Sudan, and some of the key personalities involved. In this video, I try to unravel what is happening in Yemen. Yemen is very much in Asia if you do not know, and is one of the Gulf countries. In the recent years, Yemen has been in the midst of a civil war. The primary conflict is between the internationally recognized government of Yemen, led by President Rasha al-Alimi on one side, and the Houthi rebels who were aligned with the former president Ali Abdullah Saleh on the other side. The war began in 2014 when the Shia Muslim group Houthi rebels from the north took control of the capital Sana'a. They have been fighting for greater autonomy for the regions for decades, and they have gradually expanded their control over the country since 2014. The Houthis are seen as a threat to Saudi Arabia, which is a Sunni Muslim country. The Saudis have been leading a military intervention in Yemen since 2015 in an attempt to defeat the Houthis and to restore the government to power. The war has caused humanitarian crisis in Yemen, with millions of people displaced from their homes and facing hunger and disease. Even before the current conflict, which began in 2014, Yemen has been a troubled country for many years. The country is one of the poorest in the world, and it has suffered from chronic poverty, corruption, and political instability. In 2022, Yemen's GDP per capita was estimated to be $676.9, which is significantly lower than the world average. Let's try and understand some history behind this civil war. Before 1990, Yemen was two different countries. North Yemen, officially the Yemen Arab Republic, was founded in 1962 after the collapse of the Mutawakkilite Kingdom of Yemen. The Yemen Arab Republic was backed by the US and Saudi Arabia. South Yemen, officially the People's Democratic Republic of Yemen, was founded in 1967 after the British left the territory. South Yemen was backed up by the Soviet Union. North and South Yemen were unified in 1990 after a long period of tension and conflict to form the modern Yemeni state, the Republic of Yemen. Ali Abdullah Saleh, a military officer who had ruled North Yemen since 1978, assumed leadership of the new country. The unification was seen as a way to bring peace and stability to the region. However, the two countries have never fully integrated, and there have been ongoing tensions between the North and the South. Just 4 years after the unification, many things happened. In the South, the Southern separatists, known as the Southern Movement, re-emerged in 2007 and continues to press for greater autonomy for South Yemen. In the South and the East, Al-Qaeda in the Arab Peninsula and the related Ansar al-Sharia insurgent group captured territories. In the north, the Houthi movement, whose base is among the Zaydi Shia Muslim, rose up against Saleh's government 6 times between 2004 and 2010. Remember this, in the beginning, Houthis actually rose against Saleh. This equation changes later and gets confusing, so you may like to pay closer attention. The US government lent its support to Saleh naturally because they wanted to curb the Al-Qaeda uprising. The US provided close to $850 million as military aid. The year 2011 witnessed Arab Spring. What is Arab Spring? That is a topic that needs a separate video, but for now it is sufficient to know that the Arab Spring of 2011 was a series of uprisings, protests and demonstrations that started in Tunisia but swept through several countries including Egypt, Libya, Yemen, Bahrain, Syria and Algeria. The Arab Spring in some cases led to the establishment of more democratic governments, but in others it led to instability and violence. In Yemen's case, it led to complete disaster. When Arab Spring spread to Yemen, President Saleh's rivals pushed for Saleh's exit. They charged that Saleh ran a corrupt and autocratic government. The Yemeni forces were busy in controlling such uprisings in the urban areas. The Al-Qaeda used this opportunity to tighten their grip in the outlying areas of south and east. After protests and escalating pressure, Saleh stepped down in 2012. His vice president, Mansour Hadi, took over as the interim president. This change in power was brokered by the Gulf Cooperation Council, a Saudi-based regional organization, and was supported by the United Nations. So, naturally, the outgoing Saleh is not in good terms with the new UN-backed government. The GCC convened a conference in 2013. 565 delegates from various factions of Yemen participated, but ended up with delegates unable to resolve disputes over the distribution of power. The country descended into chaos, and it has been divided between two main factions ever since. The Houthi rebels on one side, who are allegedly supported by Iran, and on the other side the internationally recognized government, which is backed by the Saudi-led coalition. The new government under Hadi accused Hezbollah, Iran's Lebanese ally, of aiding Houthis. Various factors exacerbated these political rifts, ultimately leading to a full-scale armed conflict. The escalation began when Hadi's government removed the fuel subsidies in 2014. This move was due to the pressure from the IMF. The IMF tied a $550 million loan subject to Hadi's government committing to economic reforms. Therefore, Hadi removed fuel subsidies. This decision by Hadi's government triggered mass protests organized by the Houthi movement, demanding lower fuel prices and a change in the government. Naturally, Hadi's supporters held counter rallies. The situation intensified as the Houthis took control of much of the capital city Sana'a in late 2014. They expanded their influence southward, prompting Hadi's government to resign in January 2015. Hadi subsequently fled to Saudi. The military landscape further complicated as some units loyal to former President Saleh aligned with the Houthi forces. Just to remind you, the Houthis' earlier uprising was against Saleh, but now Houthis and Saleh are on the same side. Some other militias remained loyal to Hadi. Meanwhile, southern separatists intensified their calls for secession. In response to the Houthi takeover after Hadi's exile, a coalition of Arab states led by Saudi and UAE intervened militarily in 2015 to support the Yemeni government and to restore its authority. In 2015, with Hadi still in exile, Riyadh launched a military campaign, primarily fought from the air, to roll back the Houthis and to restore the Hadi administration in Sana'a. This faced significant challenges from Houthi rebels. This is also a significant turning point in the ongoing conflict. Some of the key developments in Yemen following the Saudi intervention in 2015 are: Number 1. Killing of Saleh by Houthis. Saleh was killed by Houthis in December 2017 after a twist in tail. Saleh split from his alliance with the Houthi rebels, and this led to intense fighting between his loyalists and the Houthi forces. Saleh's convoy was attacked by Houthi fighters in Sana'a, in which Saleh was killed. Number 2. Saudi-led coalition. As I said earlier, Saudi Arabia formed a coalition of Arab states with UAE playing a significant role to intervene militarily in Yemen. This coalition includes Bahrain, Egypt, and Senegal. The coalition sought to restore the Yemeni government's authority and push Houthi rebels back, who had taken control of the capital Sana'a and other parts of the country. Number 3. Airstrikes and ground operations. The coalition has carried out extensive airstrikes against Houthi targets and Houthi-controlled areas, launched ground operations, and also imposed blockade on the country. The coalition has been accused of human rights abuses, including the use of cluster bombs and the targeting of civilians. The military campaign aimed to weaken Houthi positions and restore the Yemeni government's control over key territories. Number 4. Proxy war dynamics. The conflict in Yemen took on the characteristics of a proxy war, with Yemeni government backed by the coalition led by Sunni-majority Saudi Arabia accusing the Houthi rebels of being backed by Shia-majority Iran. The regional rivalry between Saudi Arabia and Iran added complexity to the conflict. Number 5. Humanitarian crisis. The military intervention and the blockade imposed on Yemen by the coalition led to a humanitarian crisis that has resulted in severe food and medical shortages. The conflict has resulted in widespread civilian casualties, famine, diseases, hunger, and malnutrition, and displacement of millions of civilians. The country's infrastructure has been badly damaged. The healthcare system is on the brink of collapse. The civilian population has borne the brunt of the suffering. Number 6. Challenges to the coalition. The military campaign faced challenges such as the resilience of Houthi forces, difficult terrain, and the absence of a clear and unified strategy among the coalition members. Efforts to retake key cities, including the port city of Hodeidah, met with significant resistance. Number 7. Role of external actors. Besides Saudi Arabia and the UAE, the other external actors such as the United States and the United Kingdom provided support to the coalition, including arms sales and logistical assistance. Meanwhile, Iran denied direct military involvement with the Houthis, although it expressed political and ideological support. Number 8. Peace talks and ceasefires. Despite the ongoing conflict, there were intermittent attempts to reach a political solution. There have been several attempts to broker a peace agreement in Yemen, but none of them have been successful. Peace talks were held with the support of the United Nations, leading to agreements such as Stockholm Agreement in 2018, which aimed to de-escalate tensions in Hodeidah and facilitate humanitarian access. But the Houthis and the government are still far apart on a number of key issues. Number 9. Continued conflict and stalemate. The conflict in Yemen has been significantly complex. While there have been intermittent ceasefires and peace talks, a comprehensive and lasting resolution has been challenging to achieve. The situation has led to a de facto division in the country, with the Houthi-controlled areas in the north and government-controlled areas in the south. Several other factors contribute to the complexity of the conflict. Internal divisions. Yemen has a history of internal divisions, with regional and tribal groups playing a significant role. The Southern Transitional Council, a separatist group, adds another layer to the conflict as it seeks greater autonomy for the southern part of Yemen. Terrorist elements. Al-Qaeda in the Arab Peninsula and more recently the local affiliate of the Islamic State have exploited the power vacuum and chaos to establish a presence in Yemen, further complicating the situation. Fragmentation of Yemeni government and lack of trust between the Houthis and the government. Current situation. Currently, the internationally recognized government is run by Rasha al-Alimi. The government operates from a temporary capital in the southern city of Aden as the Houthi rebels control the capital Sana'a and other parts of northern Yemen. The future of Yemen. In my opinion, the future of Yemen is not just about peaceful agreements between the Houthis and the Yemeni government. The future of Yemen is largely subject to answering this important question on what is Saudi's interest in Yemen. Why does it have to poke its nose in another country's matter and pour billions of dollars favoring one over the other? To me, the answer seems evident. It is oil money in my assessment. Yemen is a country with underutilized, underexplored oil potential. Thanks to the ongoing conflicts, the Houthis have been able to successfully choke the oil money flowing into the hands of Saudis by posing threats to oil facilities. This has negative consequences as well. With key sources of revenue blocked, the Yemeni government plays into the hands of Saudi, who is practically dictating terms to the Yemeni government. However, with the changing geopolitical scenario and the extent of resources that Saudi needs to keep pouring in Yemen, Saudi is getting tired of this game and is looking like wanting to make an exit after ensuring smoother ties with Houthis, which means there should be friendlier terms between Saudi and Iran. With Saudi-Iran ties being brokered by China in 2023, there may be possibilities of restoring diplomatic ties between Iran and Saudi. However, that does not automatically ensure peace in Yemen, which still seems to be a distant dream. A unified Yemeni government is a prerequisite for peaceful dialogue. Members within the various factions of the government have to settle their own differences, which needs a miracle. Saudi and Yemeni government needs to concede to a lots of demands of Houthis. The Western countries' diplomatic efforts to promote unity has no real impact till date. In my opinion, international community should stay away and let the Yemenis themselves bring an end to the violence and rebuild their country. There are already too many outsiders ruining Yemen. Yemen is facing dire humanitarian crisis. The conflict in Yemen is a complex and tragic one, where the Houthis and the government are both determined to win with no easy solutions and is likely to continue for a long time. As the Yemen crisis continues to unfold, it is crucial to stay informed about its complexities and implications. I hope this video has shed some light on the origins, the various actors involved, and the regional consequences of this ongoing conflict. Thank you for watching. I'll come back with my next video. Till then, bye bye.